Hi and welcome back to another outdoor education session with Beyond Wilderness. So today we're going to be looking at the potential effect of different technologies in the outdoors. And in this session we're going to be looking at basically walking. So technology can affect walking in a whole range of ways, particularly when we're looking at boots. So we've got a few examples here. Now, the one you're probably most aware of, most familiar with, is like a good old-fashioned leather walking boot. Now, these boots are great. However, they're not perfect for all situations. I would wear a full leather walking boot if I was going somewhere where my feet were likely to get wet and I didn't want them to get wet. So the boots like this often need to be broken in, which means they need to be worn around a bit, maybe at home or on an easy track before you do a full bush walk with a pack, because the leather can be quite thick. The sole is quite stiff. Okay, so there's a lot of technological advances with boots like these that have happened over the years. They used to have like a metal shank in there to stiffen it up, because what that means is as it strikes, as you walk, it gives you a nice roll over your foot. And really good grip on the bottom and quite tough. So you can actually roll over fairly sharp rocks and that's not going to matter. It's not going to hurt your feet. So that's quite a good feature depending on the walk you're going on. So you've got specific tools or specific boots that you're going to choose depending on the walk you're going on. Now, the polar opposite would be something like this. Now, I've seen people go on bushwalks in something like this, and I would not recommend it ever. Okay, so a Dunlop Volley. There is no support whatsoever in a boot like this or a shoe like this. If you tread on something hard, it's going to push straight into your foot and cause you an injury. And if you have a pack on your back, it's going to make that even worse. So there's not a lot of technology development goes into these. They're canvas and a rubber sole. Really popular to wear around still, and however they're not appropriate for in the bush or going bushwalking. Now, we do have hikers. Now you can see from here, these are still leather, but they can often be canvas and they have no ankle support. They are lighter, okay? So they're a lot lighter than this boot. Now, that's a nice feature, particularly if you're just going for a day walk and you're not carrying a heavy pack. It depends on your ankles. I'll often wear something like this, but with ankle support. So it's a canvas version of this. It's lighter. Your feet are more likely to get wet. So it depends on where you're going. I'll wear this where it's going to be wet. It's a light snow. So my feet will still be dry wearing these in the snow. Whereas obviously if you're in a snowy condition, or really wet conditions, the water gets in here a lot easier. Of course, whereas gaiters can actually cover over the top of your boot in something like this. So your stock standard hiker, they're a really good option, and they're still a good option if you're doing an overnight walk. You just need to be aware that if you're carrying a heavy pack on your back, these boots have a high ankle for a reason. Now, to go down a level, I have seen people wear runners on a bushwalk or on a track walk. Now, once again, there can be a lot of technology go into these. They are really quite light, and that's great. They dry out quickly, which is the advantage of these. So if they do get wet and you're not worried about getting really cold feet, these will dry out quickly. Maybe not overnight, but certainly the next day, if you have good weather, you could try and dry them out. As opposed to if these do get wet, they stay wet for a long time. So the leather can get wet and it's hard to dry these ones out. So you can get away with these, once again, in the right conditions. Lots of mud, not so good. Now there are trail runners rather than trail hikers. Trail runners are similar to this, but they have a much beefier grip on the bottom. So these are good, they have a place, and these will often certainly go for like really light or packs, and you actually run the trail. So there's a certainly a sport out there for trail running. Used to do it a while ago, and these are really good. But you are, obviously, if you've got weak ankles, you're prone to rolling an ankle because there's no ankle support. They're really light, and you do want some with grip, better grip than your standard runner. Now, to go to the more extreme end, if you're definitely going to snow and you're looking at snow and ice, you have a mountaineering boot. There are two types of mountaineering boots predominantly. One's like this, which is a leather mountaineering boot. It doesn't have a liner, okay? The insulation in it is set and fixed, and you can't bend this, okay? There's a really solid shank through there, polyurethane shank, and it's designed with a little clip on the front, a little clip on the back to wear crampons. So you can stick it in the ice and ice climb. And these are more of a technical mountaineering boot in that they're designed for ice climbing as opposed to trudging through the snow. Something warmer than that, so another technological choice you can make is, this is a cross-terrain ski boot, which is very similar to a plastic mountaineering boot. So I thought I'd use this one as an example. This is going to be warmer. You can actually take the lining out, and you can put a crampon on these as well. So this is actually designed to go on skis and to hike around. You can get mountaineering boots that are designed just for hiking and take a crampon but won't go on skis. And the advantage of this is this liner can be thicker and it will keep your feet warmer. So they're designed for sort of high altitude in the snow for a long time, and you wear socks inside these liners. So there's certainly a few differences there to consider where you're looking at what's the right choice for the walk you're going on, and really where's the technology improving. So we're looking at, okay, so we've got more comfortable shoes, ones that are designed to be in crampons, ones that are designed to be light and comfortable, but you just have to choose the right boot for the right activity that you're doing. So hopefully that has helped you understand how you can best choose the right style of boot and the technology they've used to create these boots for your next walking trip. See you next time.